Okay, good afternoon. Thanks everybody for joining this session on support services at sixth form. And I'm going to hand you over to Naomi Bailey, the head of student services, learner services, sorry, who's going to talk you through all the support available at Strode College.
Good evening everyone, my name is Naomi Bailey and I'm the Head of Learner Services and Libraries for the College Group. Tonight I have around 25 minutes to give you a brief overview of the work we do in student services to support our students during their time at college and beyond. There will be an opportunity at the end to ask any questions, however we do have staff from our learner services and learning support teams on the live chat too if you think of anything immediately. You can access this from the front of our home screen. 1 second. Sorry. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's begin then with how we support our learners at Strode College. Many of you will have heard the Principal Amanda Down's presentation about the college earlier. It's important to begin by saying that everything we do is about working with the curriculum teams and our students to ensure that they are successful during their time with us. As you'll see on this slide, all support services work really hard, especially at the beginning of the student's journey, to ensure that they make a happy and effective transition into college. Our roles are to support with removing barriers to learning and enabling students to focus on their studies and engage with their learning. When we talk about the individual support services available, you'll see this could mean supporting students with travel costs or other financial support, supporting those with identified learning needs, or those who just need a little bit of extra help settling in. It could simply be helping students to know where things are and who's who during their first few weeks of term, or providing more substantial wellbeing and safeguarding support. Likewise, we also work really hard to contribute to the wider college experience for our students with activities and events, as well as supporting them positively to move to the next stage of educational training, whether that's university, further education course at the college, a job or an apprenticeship. At this point, I just want to say that we really hope that we'll be able to get back to a normal, typical college experience for next year. However, we have put a lot of resource into ensuring that we can continue to support our students during the lockdown periods, some of which can be seen here. Should we have to move into another lockdown or other variants of restrictions, we will continue to offer all of the services online or by phone as we did before. Whilst remote learning is more challenging for students, our staff work tirelessly to ensure that we continue to offer the same high quality services to students as if they were face to face with us in college. So just touching on now about how we work with parents and carers. So our relationship with parents and carers in the sixth form are extremely important to us. We stay in regular touch with everybody, and that is really key to success. Not only does that help to support the transition from school to college, but also in ensuring that the right level of ongoing support is available for students. Not only do parents receive regular update reports, but they also have access to our parent portal, which provides information relating to attendance and timetables. Once students have joined the college, parents and carers will receive information about some of our key events that help them to understand the student's journey and who they need to contact for further guidance if needed. We also send out regular parent updates, newsletters, and we're available at the end of the phone or email if people have questions throughout the year. So the next slide is just a very, probably quite small glimpse of what our parent portal looks like. As I mentioned, you can see attendance on here, you can view the students' timetable and their exam timetable, and you can also download progress reports at those key points throughout the year. The log information for this is automatically sent out to all primary and secondary contacts for students after enrolment. So now I want to spend a few moments just specifically looking at the support that we offer students. So Strode College has a dedicated area for student services teams, and that is above the college cafe in our student centre. So I just want to highlight a few of those areas of support that are particularly of interest to students and parents. So firstly, we've got our financial support team. And they are available to advise students on everything money related. So this could be the most cost-effective methods of travelling to college, and it could also be about the available financial support that's available, so the various bursaries. So our bursaries are for those families who have a low household income, and they may be eligible for support with cost of compulsory books, equipment, trips and travel. Families in receipt of certain household benefits will also be entitled to free college meals. So that's £3 a day to spend in our on-site cafe using our cashless catering system. We also have our attendance team. They work really closely with parents and students to process absences. So they also work alongside our tutorial team to monitor student wellbeing, and with the wider curriculum teams to signpost individuals to other internal and external services as needed. With the recent lockdown, the college implemented 2 different initiatives to support with access to IT whilst at home. This was a real key area for a lot of our learners, not just because of a lack of resource at home, but because of having to share resources and because of the amount of time that was needed to study online. So the outcome of that is that we now have a really extensive option for laptop loans. So students can borrow a laptop from the college for short or long-term periods to help with their work. We're also hoping to offer our leasing scheme again from September, which will enable students to purchase a competitively priced device on a payment plan. Just touching quickly on our learning centres, we have a really fantastic learning centre, and that offers a range of physical and digital resources, including core text for the curriculum, DVDs, magazines and newspapers. We work with students to raise awareness in these areas on a number of key themes, such as Black History Month, Internet Safety Day, International Women's Day, throughout the year. So our learning centre staff work with students to actually develop their understanding in these areas. And our study skills officers work with small groups of individual students to develop skills of essay writing, exam practice, revision technique, and much more. Our learning centres also offer a range of quiet and silent study spaces with access to IT, so they provide an excellent environment for independent study when not in class. So now I just want to move on to careers. So our careers and employability team. So they are here to support students throughout their time at college with planning for their future and next steps. So all students are entitled to one-to-one appointments, and that can be a single appointment or multiple appointments through their time with us. And that in those appointments, they can access impartial, confidential careers guidance, which can cover anything from progression pathways, support with CV writing, job applications, searching for work placements, university, and much more. Our regular careers bulletins also allow the team to keep students, parents and carers up to date with all the latest developments and opportunities locally and more further afield. The team also work really closely with our core studies programme to support students with their progression plans, including offering events such as higher education, employment and training fairs. Typically at Strode College, we would have a higher education fair, which sees normally over 40 universities come onto site, all in one place so students can speak to them. And then we run a future pathway fairs, which looks at colleges, training providers and employment opportunities. So again, normally over 40, all in our sports hall for students to come and have a chat with them, find out about experiences, get real hand accounts of what it's like to be in the working world or to study. And it's a great opportunity that saves them having to travel all over the country. So I want to just touch quickly on UniFrog. So UniFrog is a platform that the college purchases in, and it's a really fantastic destinations resource. It offers a fantastic range of information, guidance, it has opportunities for listed for training and apprenticeships, plus tools to help shortlist universities, create CVs, find online courses such as MOOCs, which are massive online open community courses, and allow students to further develop subject knowledge and understanding in areas that they're passionate about. It's a really fantastic resource, and we can give parents access to that as well. So just moving on very briefly to progression destinations. Here you can see a very brief snapshot of the destinations for our 2020 leavers, many of whom went to university. It's great to see that our students have raising aspirations, and we see a high proportion, around 85% of our students at Strode move into higher education each year. And so that's really great to achieve, and we work very hard to support students in making the right choices for them. So not just necessarily higher education, but it may be apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships, other sorts of training schemes or work. All of that function in terms of supporting students in progression is also supported through the core studies, as I mentioned, but also our Aspire programs, which are tailored to the cohorts to provide real and relevant information for students, whatever they want to do next. So thinking about college life, you probably heard Amanda talking earlier about the excellent facilities that we have at Strode's. So wherever students' interests lie, we want to offer a range of experiences to enhance their time with us. We work with our student leaders, so our student union executive and our student representatives, to ensure that we're exploring facilities and opportunities in the area, as well as encouraging students to develop their own clubs and societies. This really offers a place for them to discuss, share and debate a number of things that they're passionate about, and meet like-minded individuals. These are all supported by staff, but we've had LGBTQ clubs, we've had chess clubs, we've had debate and law societies. So there's a huge range of opportunities, and we encourage students to set up their own as well. Student services also run a number of events across the year. Firstly, to welcome students into the college with our freshers fairs and our activities around that. But also later on, we do large-scale events, including our Christmas and summer fairs. We really want our students to embrace the college community, and that is at the heart of everything that we do. Participation in activities is key. We really believe that it helps young people to develop employability skills such as leadership and communication. It helps them build resilience and well-being, and can also make a real difference when they're trying to apply for university or for employment. These are the skills that people are looking for that can really make an application stand out. So this slide, just quickly, you can see some of our more pre-lockdown trips and visits that the colleges have taken. So many of our subjects use trips and visits to enhance the courses, which really help to underpin knowledge and understanding of subject areas. Many trips are linked specifically to units within the curriculum, and here you can see that we've taken trips with business, history and media to some of the places there. Okay, so one of the things that we are really passionate about at a college is about listening to our learners. It's really important as it helps students to develop effective citizenship skills and good practices around voting and democratic processes for future life. But it's also important because it gives the college a really crucial and real feedback about how we can improve the student experience whilst they're here and once they've left us. On this slide, you can see some of the formal representative structures we have in place for the college to support this ambition. We're really proud of all our learners and how seriously they take their roles when we ask them for feedback. We've had some really fantastic initiatives, particularly this year, most recent of which is our Spotlight Awards, which saw over 200 students nominating staff for the positive impact that the staff have made on their learning while they were with us. This was really fantastic to see. It gave students the opportunity to tell staff how grateful they were and for the positive impact, as I said, and it was a student-led initiative. They wanted to be able to provide that feedback to their teachers in a really strong, positive way. So moving on to the personal tutoring system, and this is our core studies program. This is an excellent program, and it supports students from day one. All of our full-time students have an allocated personal tutor who will be with them throughout their time at the college, from induction through to progression at university or to a job. On this slide, you can see some of the work that the personal tutoring team delivers, the key area being the core studies program, which all students have on their timetable for a period of time each week, and which they're expected to attend. The programme covers a wide variety of issues, not at least helping students to settle into the college, but also life skills, help with careers and employability, and access to information about wider college life and opportunities outside of college. The team also works with students to review their whole experience as well as the academic progress and attendance. Students will have scheduled slots across the year when they will each have a one-to-one appointment with their tutors. At this meeting, targets will be set for stretch and challenge, or ones relating to academic or pastoral concerns will be set and then monitored by the tutors with the student over the following weeks. So now just touching on our final area, which is additional learning support. And this is an area of significant importance to many of our students. It relates to the support we offer students who need extra help with their learning, particularly those students with specific identified learning support needs. I'm sure most of you will have an idea already of what additional learning support is, but just to say that at Strode College, we have a great team of staff working alongside curriculum areas to really ensure that appropriate and personalised support is put in place for effective learning. And that really is to help any student who is finding learning difficult. The learning support team are also on our live chat, as I said earlier, but in a minute you'll see their contact details on the screen as well. So if you have any specific or detailed or more complex queries, you can get in touch with them and ask any questions that you want to know about joining the college. On this slide, you can see some of the ways which our learning support teams can work with students to support them learning. Once again, the support is offered across the whole of the learner's time at college, beginning even before the students join the college at interview and enrolment, and then during the time that a young person remains with us. Support is adapted to reflect the individual needs of students at any particular time. The team ensures that there is an excellent join-up between support, curriculum, and the student to ensure that they feel welcome and ultimately happy and successful at the college. Here on the next slide, you can see the important contact details for our learning support team. So that concludes the very whistle-stop tour of student services and student support. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, I will be here for a little bit longer. Or as I said, I'll be on the chat later along with my team from student services and learning support. Thank you.
Thanks, Naomi. That was really helpful. And so what should somebody who has a EHCP do if they want to apply?
Students, yeah, so the best option is to contact Alison Hiskett. So get in touch with Alison. Obviously, when you come in, if you haven't already, the college know. Let us know in advance because we'll need copies of that documentation. And then at that point, we can look at, do you need support with your interview? Do you need support at enrolment? And the team can then really start tailoring the needs for that individual.
Great.
The earlier we have that information, the sooner we can make sure that the programme of support is put in place for them.
That's great, thank you. And with the extracurricular activities that the student union get involved with, all the clubs and things, can people come up with ideas?
Yeah, absolutely. We encourage that. The clubs are meant to be what the students want. They're not about what the staff think should happen. We obviously put on a number of standard events that help students settle in, as I said. But the clubs are very much led by students, and that's why they vary every year. This year we've had a very strong eco committee as well. So it's whatever the students are passionate about. And if they want to create a club, they need to just come and speak to student services. We'll look for a staff supporter of that so that we've got some supervision so that we know what's happening and when, but also how to help the students to navigate any processes. So if it becomes about making a suggestion or a formal proposal to the college on something they might like to change or implement, the staff can then help guide those students through that process and of how to actually formalise those requests.
That's great, thank you. Somebody's asking, what is a MOOC?
MOOCs are massive online open community courses. So they're basically online seminars. So a lot of universities offer MOOCs, so that'll be on a very specific subject. It's either a series of short seminars or it might just be one seminar They are designed to expand knowledge and understanding in a niche area usually. If you Google MOOCs, you'll probably come up with a whole load of suggestions. There are a lot of universities that offer them for free that you can join, adults as well as students, just to develop interest. But we recommend that students do them because it's further exploration, almost further reading on subject areas, also helps them to start to get an understanding of maybe what some higher education study might involve. But UniFrog is particularly good at pulling all that information together for students and presenting those opportunities so they can filter through and pick the ones that really are of interest to them.
Great, thanks Naomi. I think that's the end of the questions. I've just put the link on the website to the website. You just need to click on that, that will take you over. And oh, I've got another question, one moment. Just click on the link and then you can join the live chat. And I think we've got a question around, are there revision aids for A-level subjects on MOOCs?
Well, the information for MOOCs are provided by external organisations, usually universities or further education or sort of industry experts. Was the question around revision aids?
Yeah, are there any revision aids for A-level subjects available on the MOOCs?
So there might be stuff on there, but I would say the MOOCs are probably a bit more niche than that. So in terms of sort of support for A-level revision, the libraries obviously have a lot of resources. The teachers will use our Moodle platform as well to provide resources. We also have our study skills officers who can support students if they're not sure of revision, or can help signpost them to revision techniques to help them. So when it gets to the point of revision, then we can help signpost students to anything they particularly need through either curriculum or through the support services.
That's great, thanks very much. The other thing to mention is that we do have our Year 11 resources on the website, which I'm just about to pop the link in as well. So if you wanted to have a look at getting some preparation work done for starting at the college, then that's all available. And there's also some summer work, mainly aimed at Year 11s, but if there are Year 10s who want to just explore some of the subjects, you know, it's quite nice to just kind of run through them and see what you can find. I think that's the end of the questions, Naomi, so thanks very much. If you want to talk to tutors, jump onto the website windsor-forest.ac.uk and click on the chat button. Thanks very much.
Thank you.